So I'm Chris Harvey, Harvey. I work for Brea Police Department. I'm the Professional Standards Lieutenant and PIO.
Okay, just let me confirm what occurred a couple days ago.
Sure. So on Wednesday the 2nd, one of our patrol officers tried to make a traffic stop on a car just west of our city limits on Lambert near Habra. The driver of the car pulled into the parking lot near Home Depot and AmPm. Eventually came to a stop in a parking space, and as soon as the car came to a stop, the driver fled on foot. Our officer, who thankfully is a former college football player who's in really great shape, chased after him, started to catch up to the suspect, at which time the suspect ran back towards his own car. Just before the suspect got to his car, the officer caught up to him and tackled him to the ground, and they started to wrestle. And during that wrestling match, the suspect almost immediately grabbed at the officer's gun and started pulling on his gun. And on several occasions is visible on video trying to pull the officer's gun out of his holster. He tried so violently to do this that he actually broke the bolts that hold the officer's holster to his thigh platform. His holster is actually strapped to his thigh, and broke 2 of the 3 bolts off. And so if you watch the video closely, the gun's actually upside down in his holster. They fought for, I don't know, a minute or so until a Good Samaritan came over and started helping the officer subdue the suspect. This was also heightened because there was a passenger in the car, a female, the suspect's girlfriend, who came around, thankfully didn't intervene, stood back. The suspect can be heard on video telling her to get his gun, referring to the officer's gun. Thankfully she didn't. She had the good sense to step back and not participate or not engage.
You guys don't usually ask for people to jump in and help you guys, but circumstances.
So yeah, it depends on your capabilities. You don't want to get yourself hurt or killed. But at the same time, if I'm fighting for my life, I'd want help. I'd want you to come and help me. I wouldn't want you to stand and watch, or at least call somebody to come help me. Be a good witness, call 911, get the officer help, find people that can help him. But yeah, if you're capable and the officer's fighting like that for his life, I would absolutely encourage you to go and do what you can to help that officer. I would want that for myself, and I would do that myself if I wasn't. That's just a good human thing to do, to help someone else.
You okay, Wolf?
There's a couple things. He obviously is in physically good shape. He's a former college level football player, defensive back, so he has kept himself in good shape. The other part of that is that he wasn't panicked. He didn't seem overwhelmed. He kept really calm composure and demeanor, considering that he's literally fighting over his gun and fighting for his life. Kept calm, was able to get on the radio during the fight and broadcast that the guy was grabbing for his gun. Just kept a really good composure, and I think a lot of that has to do with his level of fitness and preparation as well.
22-114, we have one in custody. Cool. You're gonna stay right here, just stay here, Wolf, okay?
Any additional outstanding?
No outstanding, Wolf?
No, this female was gonna help, but she didn't.
22-114, no outstanding. We'll take a couple more units our way. We have a small crowd here.
The units are en route. We also have fire staging if you need them.
You need fire, Wolf? Hey, are you hurt, man?
No,
You need fire department to look at you?
no, I'm good.
So the officer that made the stop put out that the suspect was running, which got resources responding. Since he was outside of our city's jurisdiction, basically in the border of Brea, Fullerton, and Habra, another responding officer went to a countywide mutual aid channel, requested assistance, which got a lot of assistance from La Habra and Fullerton police departments, along with the Anaheim Police Department helicopter, and they got a lot of resources there quickly because of that.
316, he's running through the Home Depot lot. Stop! Stop running! What's going on, sir? Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
If you watch the news, there's a lot of violence towards law enforcement. It's increased over the last several years. In fact, last year was one of the more deadly and violent years for law enforcement in recent history. So attacks on police officers are definitely on the increase. That's obviously at the forefront of officers' minds. They're a little extra vigilant, a little more aware of that, which they should be. They shouldn't be overly vigilant, but they should be aware that that can happen. I mean, this was a regular routine traffic stop that within a minute of the car stopping, this officer's wrestling for his own gun. So no, that's the reality of law enforcement. It's one of the only professions where you have to physically, on occasion, physically subdue people, and where people physically want to hurt or kill you. I don't know of other professions where that exists. That's the nature of police work. It's most people and most of the public don't recognize or realize that, but something that seems routine or benign can turn into this in a heartbeat. And we just have to be prepared for it.